Smollet case out in Chicago, prosecutors there dropped all the charges against the actor, including 16 felonies. They had accused him of staging a hate crime against himself, and now Chicago's mayor and top cop are lashing out at that decision.
Do I think justice was served? No.
This is a whitewash of justice. If you're in a position of influence and power, you'll get treated one way. Other people will be treated another way. Mr. Smollet is still saying that he is innocent. Is there no decency in this man?
It's Mr. Smollet who committed this hoax. Period.
Hoax, period. Former Chicago police officer and the founder of 7-Star Consulting, Dimitri Roberts, joins us right now from D.C. Dimitri, good morning to you.
Hey, Steve.
The guy who dropped the charges, State's Attorney Joe Magid, said, "I do not believe he is innocent." So if he was charged with 16 felonies, and the cops said they had overwhelming evidence, including those brothers, why did they drop the charges?
Well, it's obvious that due to his political ties and due to the nature of this case and the national attention that it's gotten, it's caused some pressure in their office, and unfortunately, they've just made the wrong decision on this one.
So what happens next? I mean, when you say because of political ties, and we've heard Ainsley was talking a little bit about how this goes through the state's attorney who recused herself, and there were some text messages or whatnot with Michelle Obama's former chief of staff. I mean, it does look political.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt about that. The right way to further have handled this situation was to continue to push for the FBI to pick up this case. It was the right thing to do in a situation where hate crime is present, and more so when you have a witness or somebody, a victim in Jussie Smollett's case that turned out not to be a victim but has also proven a lie over and over again. There's one thing that's right. He has been consistent about lying about his particular position in this situation.
Well, and the deal was, and apparently it's an informal deal, it was never written down. People are denying that there was even a deal. Apparently he was not required to admit that he did anything wrong. And then they immediately sealed the case so nobody can talk about it.
Well, of course, because everybody wants to cover their behinds, if you will, and make sure that this doesn't come back to bite them later. You know, there's a lot of political ties in that city and obviously to this case. And unfortunately, you know, I don't agree with a lot of things that Rahm Emanuel says, but a whitewash of justice is very appropriate. And as my good friend Gianno Caldwell said last night, you know, I'm also a black man from Chicago, and this is not just a knock against our community, but this is a knock against folks that have worked very hard to even have the opportunity to speak up against these crimes.
Well, a lot of people are scratching their heads today trying to figure out what was going on behind the scenes. You say it's political, and that is unfortunate if true. Dimitri, thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday.
Thank you.
Jussie Smollett, hoax charges dropped, but federal investigation, lawsuits could be next. Jussie Smollett may have had the criminal charges related to his alleged staged hate crime dropped, but the Empire star may still face both federal charges and civil lawsuits in connection to the scandal. On Tuesday, the Cook County State's attorney dropped 16 felony counts against the actor stemming from his alleged false police report about a hate attack he claimed to have suffered on January 29th. Though he escaped criminal charges, the legal fallout may not be over for Smollet. Former Cook County prosecutor turned criminal defense attorney Andrew Weisberg told Fox News on Wednesday that Smollett's case is unusual for several reasons, most notably the speed at which his charges were dismissed. Smollet was indicted on March 8th, and his charges were dismissed on March 26th. It was such a quick turnaround. Pre-trial diversions are usually a year long, and this happened so quickly, Weisberg said, adding that he suspects the case's notoriety accelerated the proceedings.